Well, hello again and Merry Christmas. This is day 3 in the 12 days of Christmas. And today I want to introduce you to a couple, but we're going to take 2 days to look at both of them. The first is Zacharias and his wife, Elizabeth. Now, Zacharias was a priest, and so he was part of this group of priests that had to do daily service in the temple. And it came his time to be the one to go into the holy place and to pray and to offer sacrifices for the people. On this particular day he was in there, this is the third person in this story now, had a supernatural visitation. There's something common about supernatural visitations in this story that we're going to draw a conclusion on the 12th day. This supernatural visitation was again from this number one angel. And the angel said, Zacharias, hello. And Zacharias, this is what the Bible said. Zacharias was really scared. And he was greatly afraid, it said. And he said, what? And he said, Zacharias, you and your wife are going to have a baby. Now, listen, the angel had already talked to the virgin, the young virgin. But now this was completely different because they were going to have a child for a different purpose. Elizabeth and Zacharias. And their child's purpose was to be the forerunner, or the one who would announce that the Messiah is coming and would in effect introduce the Messiah, Jesus, to the people as the Son of God. When that happened, there was another supernatural occurrence that we won't even get to in the story of Christmas. And Zacharias just couldn't believe it. And he said to the angel, I hear what you're saying, but I don't know if you've ever kind of felt like God was leading you somewhere, or God was wanting to take you into something, or God was wanting you to experience something supernatural. And there just came this little bit of incongruity because you didn't think you deserved it, or that you were worth it, or that something like that could happen to you. And it was just outside of the realm of expectation. And you'd say, but God, as if to say, I'm not so sure about this, no matter what you say. And that's what Zacharias did that day. And the angel said, Zacharias, did you hear me? I said that you and your wife were going to have a child. Zacharias said, we're old. O-L-D, old. We can't have children. The angel said, you know what? God can do pretty well what he pleases, and you're going to have a child. But because you doubted what I said, this is what's going to happen to you. Zip the lip. And Zacharias wasn't able to speak. And he stumbled out of that holy prayer place that day into the company of the other priests and the other people assembled. And he was making all kind of wild gestures and trying to say, bring me some paper, bring me some paper. And they said, man, he must have really got his world rocked inside this prayer time today. And they brought him the paper, and he let everybody know that the angel showed up and what was going to be said. Now, it's really interesting to me that God chooses a virgin who had never had children or had the ability to have children because she had not been intimate, and now chooses an older lady who in natural ways could not have kids, but beyond that had never had children. So you think about somebody in their 60s, had never had children, had never been able to conceive, had never been able to bear a child, and then a virgin, and this 60-year-old lady, probably a little beyond that, was told that she was going to have a baby. Zacharias, back to him, just said, I cannot see this, I can't believe it. Now, what's the life lesson that we can take from this part of the story? You find the story in us and us in the story today. I think it's this, that when God begins to give us hints about what's next, we need to say, yes, God. We don't need to make it happen. We don't need to go trying to figure it out. We just need to say yes and let him take care of the details. Let him take care of what's to come and just be in agreement with God. So what is it today where you feel like you might be out of agreement with God? Or maybe that you're disagreeing with God about what he says about your life, your worth, your importance, your value, your purpose. Whatever God has said about you, it's the truth, and that truth has more weight than the facts of where you are. I'm Phil Underwood, and we're finding ourselves in the story of Christmas in these 2 weeks during the 12 days of Christmas. And today our key to living is this: when God gives us hints, just say, yes, sir. I'm Phil. Merry Christmas.